Hey guys, JackOnWrist here, back with another video, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about the new Omega Swatch MoonSwatch, the new controversial release that just came out. A lot of people are upset about it, a lot of people are happy about it, but in today's video, I want to talk about why I personally feel as if this new collaboration between Omega and Swatch is going to devalue the Omega brand. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, the Omega Swatch MoonSwatch is basically a lookalike Omega Speedmaster. It's a $260 watch with a quartz movement, ceramic case, and it comes in a variety of colors, one for every planet in the solar system, including the Sun and Pluto. So there's definitely a nice variety of fun colors for consumers. But personally, I think it is going to be a watch that is going to severely devalue the Omega brand. But obviously, there is going to be an advantage for Swatch, as it's going to elevate the profile of Swatch and get some people talking about watches and the Swatch brand in general. Now, I think the reason why it's going to devalue the Omega brand is sort of for obvious reasons, right? I mean, you have people walking around with a quote-unquote Omega on their wrist for $250 when you have people that are paying $6,000, $7,000 for Omega Speedmasters, Aquaterras, etc. And it really just makes the perception of Omega as a very obtainable brand. And that's obviously great for consumers, like I said, but in a world where you have brands like Rolex, Audemars Piguet, and Patek Philippe trying to elevate their brands and make them harder to get, have these waiting lists and just make it a really rigorous process to own some of their more desirable models, to have a brand like Omega basically say, we're going to go the other way and we're going to have as many people wear an Omega as possible, is a very interesting decision, to say the least. Now, I personally thought Omega was quote-unquote fighting the good fight and trying to fight tooth and nail to become seen as desirable as Rolex, coming out with a lot of these really interesting models as of late, and obviously high quality models with really great movements. But and they obviously are doing that, of course. But with a watch like this, the Omega Swatch MoonSwatch, it really just gives the perception that they've sort of given up in a little bit, given up on that fight, because they are trying to sort of show off to the lower priced watch consumer, I guess. And to me, it just isn't a great look for a brand that, like I said, is trying to compete with these more luxury tier brands. Now, as a consumer, I love it. Personally, I want one of these watches. I think it's awesome. There's almost no way I'm not going to end up with one of these watches. But, just from a perception standpoint, imagine you are a Omega Speedmaster owner, or just own a more modern Omega that you paid multiple $1,000s for. How does this feel for you? Let me know in the comment section down below. How does this feel for you? Are you a little disappointed? I mean, I can't really speak on that. I have a couple Omegas myself, but they're sort of more vintage models. So I can't really speak on that. But, I might be a little upset if I'm someone who just purchased an Omega Speedmaster, right? Because then you're walking around and you see a kid or someone wearing, one of these models, and you might feel a little silly, paying for what you have on your wrist compared to that. Now, obviously, the exterior looks pretty similar. We all know that they're different watches. The quality of a real Omega Speedmaster, a quote-unquote real Omega Speedmaster, is going to be much different. But on the outside, no one really knows the difference. And, I guess that comes, that's a whole different point about why do you buy the watch? Is it to appeal to other people? Is it to, feel good about yourself? I mean, obviously, if you're only caring about the exterior, then maybe you're worrying about the wrong things. But just in general, I could see how this is an issue for some people out there who own an Omega and, really are they could be a little pissed off because it's now very obtainable to have the word Omega on your wrist. Now, personally, I could never see a brand like Rolex doing something like this. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different story, as Omega is part of the Swatch group. And, with Swatch, they have access to a lot of cheaper, or rather more affordable brands. And so a move like this does make some sense and has some feasibility. Obviously, with Rolex, it really wouldn't be possible for them to do something like this. But I don't think they would anyway, because they are so focused on keeping the status of their brand, keeping their watches, obtainable, in the sense that you feel like you can get one, but unattainable and hard to get, so you feel like they have a lot of prestige. And so, like I said earlier in this video, it's just a very interesting move. Let me know in the comment section down below. One, like I said earlier, what do you think if you are an Omega owner? Are you upset about this? And do you think any other brand could make a move like this? I mean, I really just don't think any other brand has the courage to do something like this and kind of see what happens with their brand. I think Omega's taking a big chance here. But at the same time, it could be a gamble that pays off, as people are now talking about Omega. They're talking about Swatch, and damn well this watch is going to sell extremely well. So a very interesting move, to say the least. Like I said, I'm going to try to get my hands on one for sure. It's a piece of history, and it's a fun way to own a very historic watch. And you can also feel pretty good about knocking it around because it's going to be obviously cheaper, both in terms of price and quality. But yeah, just let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this new Omega X Swatch MoonSwatch. Let me know if you're going to try to get one and your thoughts in general. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.